Hi everyone, my name's Jasmine and I'm doing some videos about my latest sewing adventures and knitting as well. So I thought that, so my first video was about the linen dresses that I've been making for work. I really love wearing linen, usually for work, plain kind of linen colours. And for winter, it's autumn, winter here, I've been doing some really pretty autumn winter colours. So the burgundy and wine coloured and dark green and mustard and things. But I thought that I would talk about so those dresses, the linen dresses in my previous video, were all this from this pattern, which is the Burda 6401. And for those linen dresses, I didn't put a sleeve on. I just used some bias binding for the sleeve. But I just thought I might show you some of the other Burda 6401 dresses that I've made over the years. Predominantly, for the weekend and when I'm not working, I love to wear a floral colour, and all these fabrics are actually from Spotlight, and these are like the cotton poplins. So I just thought I've got a little stash of my Burda 6401s in different floral poplins from Spotlight that I thought I might show you guys. This one here that I'm wearing, it's got a funny neckline, I think, because originally I made a bunch of these dresses, you'll see when I show you them. I made them for when I was nursing my baby, I think my third child, and I had put some buttons in there, or some little snaps on some of them. And so I've now that my kids are a bit older, I've just sewn them up, but I've got this kind of funny neckline here, which I don't really mind, but I'll just show you. So it's just the kind of, I guess when I started sewing as a kid, we would call this the baby doll look. So I did kind of a longish sleeve on this version. It's slightly puffed, it's got a little gather, and then I've put elastic in there just to, actually I can see some threads I need to trim, but yeah, so it's quite nice. I think it's quite feminine, quite romantic kind of style. And this is kind of a thicker poplin cotton, pure cotton, and it's actually not too bad if you want to wear it in winter as well with some tights and a cardigan or a coat or whatever. Yeah, so I really like this one actually for sort of autumn winter season. And so I'll show you some of my others. This one is no sleeves on this one, and I've sewn some rickrack. So it's a similar style, I think. This one might have been, I might have extended the bodice slightly on this one. No pockets, and I think there's rickrack on the bottom too. I just thought that looked quite cute. So this is another cotton poplin from Spotlight. Next is another one that has buttons from when I was breastfeeding my daughter, and this one has got longish sleeves and a puff sleeve as well. And this one you'll see in some of them I have, I decided later to bring in the waist a little bit because I found them to be quite boxy on. And this one I've done elastic, but in a seam at the end. So I might pop this one on to show you how that one looks. It's also really pretty colour. It's kind of like a Monet's Garden, I think. But again, it's kind of like a thicker cotton. It's not super light. This one is, again, a cotton poplin. This one, I think I must have extended the bodice quite a lot because it's a bit more of a drop waist. So see the blue one I've got is kind of up here. This one kind of comes down quite a bit lower, maybe about 10 centimeters. And I think at one point, maybe at the start of doing the Burda, I did drop the waist a little bit, but I don't think it is as flattering. And this version, I also put pockets in. I think this one is maybe a size or two bigger, so it is quite big on. But yeah, I'll pop that one on as well towards the end so you can see that. But it's a nice one, like loose for summer. I find that one quite nice. This is one of my favorites. I've also made this one in a pink colorway from Spotlight. This is a seersucker from Spotlight that I got a couple of years ago. And on this one, I sewed a little bit of lace first and then did the bias binding. So it's got a super romantic neckline. And this one also had the buttons for when I was nursing. It's got a similar sleeve to the blue one I've got. So I've just, in this one, actually I put some bias binding tape in there and then threaded the elastic, whereas this one I didn't. I just zigzagged the elastic into that. This one I can kind of wear with the buttons on the back or the front. Now that I'm not nursing, I would wear the buttons on the back, and it's got a slight puff sleeve. And this is just such a pretty fabric. And I will show you, I've got this in pink as well, which is my favorite. I wear all the time. So this is the pink version of the seersucker, and this I wear so much. I just love this. I just feel completely myself with this dress on. This has got it's got some love heart buttons, which is super cute. And I also did the little lace detail. Again, I now wear this one more this side without the buttons. It's got a slight gathered puff sleeve, and it's got, I also did the lace on the cuff, and it's got just some elastic zigzagged in there to give it a little pretty sleeve. And I do wear this one in winter as well with tights, and sometimes with a cardigan in autumn. I do find this actually, I think this one you can kind of dress up or dress down. Yeah, it's quite long. I'll put them on at the end so you can see. But again, this is just a Burda pattern, but definitely for this one actually, after I finished nursing, I actually did come in and brought it in at the waist, so it's a little bit more fitting, because I found that it was just a bit too boxy and I don't think it was that flattering, so I've just brought it in a little bit. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. This is also another one of my favorites. And I think I was wearing this in the yellow colorway in my first video. And yeah, it's a really pretty pattern. It's a very similar, I think, to a Liberty Betsy. I love Liberty fabric, but I do find it's a little bit too fine, and these Spotlight poplins are just a bit thicker and easier to wear, I think, especially if you want to kind of wear them in autumn or when it's a little bit cooler. So this one did have little snaps on it, but I have sewn it up. At some point I might fix the neckline on these and just bring them down, but at the moment they've just got a little kind of opening there. yeah, I think the neckline is a bit too high on these, but yeah, I do love this one as well. I love the colouring, and I think the pattern is really pretty. This is another cotton poplin. This one's quite boxy, and this one's got the buttons. I don't wear this one that much actually. I haven't ruffled the sleeve on this one. I don't know why. This one just is quite boxy, so it's quite square, and it I did put a little bit of rickrack, a little bit of pink to bring up. You can see it's got like the mustardy colours and some pink. So yeah, I don't know why I don't wear this one that much. I don't think it's that flattering, this one. It's just a little bit too boxy. And then I have this this one, which also I quite like for winter. You can, because it's got a bit more of the dark and a bit of black in it, I can wear it in winter with some tights and things. This has the buttons as well, or I can wear it the other way around. It's a bit boxy. I haven't brought it in, this one, so it can be a little bit unflattering, I think, but I'll put them on and I'll show you. I do have one more that I might show you as well. Okay, so sorry, the sun is right in my eyes, but this is another one of my absolute favorites, and I wear it quite a lot in winter. It's a gingham, which is also another fabric from Spotlight. It's quite thick, and actually my friend has this fabric which she uses as a tablecloth, because it's quite thick. I don't really think it's meant to be a dress fabric, but it's really fun. I've got rickrack on the neckline and rickrack on the hem, and I really do love to wear this in winter time with some tights and a pink jacket. I love red and pink together, and I think it's really fun. And because it is that thicker cotton tableclothy fabric, it is quite warm, and I have put some Liberty bias binding on there just to zhuzh it up a little bit. But again, it's the Burda 6401. I've kind of just been playing around with this pattern for myself, with different sleeves and different lengths of the bodice. But this one works really well, and I really enjoy wearing this. It feels very me as well, with the rickrack and the red gingham. Just to finish off, I thought I would show you a couple of long sleeve linen ones that I've done. I do have a number of other linen ones that I've done with a short sleeve, which I might save for maybe a summer version of this video, because I do have a lot more summery versions of this pattern. But this one is quite a heavy linen that you can wear at summer or winter, and it's a really pretty lilac-y purple colour that I've done with a Liberty bias binding for the neck. It's just got a straight sleeve, but it's got a little puff, a little gather on the top. This one is really pretty actually, as well, and I really like the colour. And I'll pop it on so you can see the length as well. And then I think I'll finish off with this one, which I actually wear this one a lot as well. I lined this one. This is a really pale pink linen, and I lined it with maybe like a pink cheesecloth, because I think it was quite see-through. But this one's really pretty in summer. I wouldn't really wear this in winter, but it has a little gathered sleeve and it's quite straight, and I think it's just really pretty and romantic. And yeah, I really like this sort of colour. and it's nice with the long sleeve. I find I like to wear a long sleeve for sun protection, because I like walking a lot, and saves me from putting sun cream on. So I've just lined only the skirt and the bodice, and I haven't lined the arms. And it wasn't too hard to do the lining. I just cut the same amount of lining as the other fabric, and yeah, it's a really nice one as well. So I might pop these all on for you to show you the length, and yeah, see what you think. So I thought I might start off by showing you the one that I'm wearing. It is kind of just below the knee, and it's got a really nice little puff sleeve, and I like doing the little bit of elastic, bringing it in. I think that gives it a little feminine touch. So that's that one. Okay, so I think this was one of the first ones that I made. This could have possibly been the first one. And it's a really pretty cotton poplin from Spotlight. But I think I was worried that the Burda pattern, like that the bodice looked a bit too short. So I think I added about 10 centimeters to the bodice, and I don't really think I needed that. I think that I shortened it later. This one does have pockets. It's probably a bit big for me. I think I'd prefer it a bit. I mean, it's nice to wear because it's quite relaxed, and it's below the knee, but I think it's just a little bit too big on me. It's nice to wear around the house when I'm doing things, but yeah, I think in later ones that I've made, I've pulled it in. I've redrafted the pattern a bit to bring it in, and I've kept it at the normal height of the bodice. But it's a nice relaxed fit, and it is really pretty fabric, and the pockets are really useful. I actually don't think I've put many pockets into these, usually because I'm just so keen and eager to have the dress complete that I don't take you know, the extra step of putting pockets in, but I do prefer pockets. So this one is another one that's on the boxier side. I think this was before I adjusted the pattern. I think this was when I was, I think I was pregnant when I made this one. So I had it much looser, but you can see it's just past the knee. I think I did a more billowy sleeve for this one. I don't think this is the best fit for me, but I think it's still nice to just wear it out around the house, and it's a really pretty fabric. Again, it's the poplin, so it's a thicker cotton, and yeah, I still think it's really nice, but it's not the most flattering because it's quite baggy. Yeah, but I think the sleeve is quite nice once you kind of pull it up a little bit. I do like a bit of a puff sleeve, so that's fun. I'm not sure why, but this one I did with no sleeve. I don't often do no sleeve, except for winter, because in winter I know I'll wear it with a cardigan or something underneath. But this one's got the rick-rack on the neckline. Again, it's a really pretty fabric and colouring. It's just below the knee. It's got the rick-rack on the bottom. It's quite nice, but I would wear this one with a cardigan. Yeah, I haven't worn this one very much. Although it does seem to be a nicer fit. I think I must have been getting better at the fit in the waist by the time I made this one. Okay, so this is a super pretty fabric, I think. And I really like this detail here with the lace. This is a seersucker. So it kind of has this like kind of rippled effect here. And it's a really pretty colouring. And I do really like this one, but it is a bit boxy. It's not the most flattering because there's quite a lot of fabric in here. It is a bit longer, a bit more maxi than the others maybe, but it feels really nice, this fabric. It may be a little bit wide across here, a bit too boxy, I think, for me. I think you'll see I'll put the pink one on next, but the pink one I've taken in at the waist, so I think it's a little bit more flattering. But again, really pretty. I do like this, and I like the little sleeve. I find that a really romantic little look, one of my favorites. Yeah, still a really nice dress. Okay, so here's the pink one, and it's got the lace feature on the neckline, really pretty colouring. This is more my colour that I love, pinks. And you can see I've brought it in at the waist, so it's, I think, a bit more flattering. It's still maybe a little bit big on the shoulder. It's got a little bit of a puff sleeve. At the back, it's got the buttons, because I used to wear it that way when I had my children. It's quite long, so it's got quite good sun coverage for me, and it's got the little lace detail on the sleeve. Yeah, I love this one. I wear it all the time, and it's the seersucker fabric, so it's got that little bit of a ripple feeling, but it is 100% cotton. Yeah, one of my absolute favorite dresses that I wear all the time. So this is the blue colorway of the dress that I wore in my first video, which was the mustard. In the first video, I wore this in a mustardy color. So this used to have the snaps, which I'd put in for breastfeeding, and I've sewn it up now, and so I kind of need to fix the neckline. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with that. But this one I think I made in a smaller size, so I think it fits a little bit better. The sleeve is still a little bit puffed, a little gather at the top. I put the elastic down a bit on the other ones. I think I'd gone a bit up, so there was a bit more of a frill. I think I like it with a bit more of a frill, so yeah, I might have preferred to put the elastic up a little bit. But overall, I think I quite like the fit through here, and it's a nice length. Yeah, I really like this one as well. And I think it's a really pretty fabric, pretty colorway. It's a cotton poplin by Spotlight. Okay, here is a mustardy one. I don't think I've really worn this much, maybe once or twice. I think I made this one when I was pregnant, so it is quite large and billowy, good for pregnancy, but I think I'd have to modify it if I wanted to wear it now, or I can just wear it around the house a bit more. I've got the rick-rack on here. It's below the knee. It's just a little bit too big and sacky, I think. I don't think it's that flattering, but it's a really pretty fabric, pretty colours, and it's got another puff sleeve, and it's got buttons at the back. I don't know if you can see those. And yeah, another pretty dress. Okay, this one I do really like. I think it's still, I don't think I've brought this one in, but I think it fits quite nicely. This one has the buttons at the front, has the puff sleeve, the gather up there. I've got a little gather in the sleeve so you can pull it up. It looks quite nice. This one would be nice with pockets. I could redo it to put some pockets in. I think it's pretty nice. It is a bit big and sacky, but sometimes that's nice and comfortable. And yeah, I think this one's quite nice and can be worn with black tights in the winter or autumn or spring if it's a little cold, because it's got the black through it as well. Okay, so this is one of my favorites in winter. It's, I think, made from a fabric that might be used or more suited to a tablecloth. It is 100% cotton, but it is quite thick. But it just means that it's really good for winter. It's got a red rick-rack on the neckline. It's got a little puff sleeve. It's also got the rick-rack on the hem, and it's just past the knee. It's really fun. I love a red gingham. It's kind of perfect size, I think. Like, it's not too small of a gingham. It's quite out there. I think it's really fun, and I really love wearing this. I feel very much myself wearing this red gingham dress, and it looks good with tights, black boots, and I've got a wool pink coat that I wear with it, and I think that's really fun, pink and red. Yeah, it's really one of my favorites. Okay, this one is a purple lavender linen with a long sleeve. So it's pretty much the same as the ones I was making last week in my first video, but this one has just got the long sleeve with it. So it's got the gathered puff at the top. Yeah, it's really nice. Probably wear this one more in summer or in autumn or spring. Okay, this is the last one for now. There are others, but for the purposes of this video, I thought I'd show you more my wintry ones, ones with long sleeves. So this is just a pale pink linen that I have lined with some pink cheesecloth so that it's not see-through. Yeah, and I wear this one quite a lot. I think that it's really pretty. It's just got a little gathered puff sleeve like the others. Nothing happening on the sleeve. I kind of usually roll up the sleeve. This is also from Spotlight. I think pretty much, yeah, all the fabrics are from Spotlight. So yeah, I hope that you have enjoyed this video and watching and seeing some of the different fabrics that I've used. And how you can create different looks using the same pattern, but using different fabrics, and where you might modify it in the sleeve, putting some elastic in, bringing in the waist, things like that. So thank you for coming along on this journey with me to look at all of the different dresses that I've made in the past couple of years. All of them are pretty much this Burda 6401 pattern, with slight modifications over time. As you could see, I started off with maybe on the bigger, boxier side, and I mean, I think I've been pregnant 3 times over the past 10 years, so you know, each one kind of reflects where I was at particular times. So yeah, I hope that you've seen some nice fabrics amongst all of this and get a feel for what the dress might look like in different fabrics. Most of it is the thicker cotton poplin fabric, which can be great for layering in winter. And the seersucker, I don't think Spotlight have the seersucker at the moment. I haven't seen it. But they've always got their linens. I know they've still got this gingham tablecloth material if that one took your fancy. But they do generally have lots of different cotton poplins. I usually just look online and search for either a floral poplin or Japanese lawn, sometimes, or Japanese florals. Some of them sometimes come up if you search those, if you're looking online. So yeah, and I'll probably let you in on what I might discuss on my next video, which is, so obviously I went through a stage where I was buying a lot of cotton poplin, and I think my stash got a little bit too big. So I started making some very pretty quilted bags out of the same fabric. So you'll see, this is all from Spotlight too. It's got a gingham, which I made a top for my friend out of this mustardy gingham. So of all the fabrics I had too much left over, I have been making these really cool quilted bags that are reversible. And I've made them really big. I love making cupcakes for bake sales, like my kids' school or dance bake sales, and I've made these bags specifically to fit, big enough to fit the 12 cupcake sized Tupperware containers. But they're also really good size for shopping for the farmers markets, or for craft projects if you're going to sewing. And so yeah, this has been really fun. And the next video I will make I'll make one of these quilted bags and show you how I have developed my way of doing this. And yeah, I don't know where this fabric is, because most of these fabrics I've made dresses out of. I think you'll recognize this. I have a dress made out of that. Yeah, or they might have been actually fabrics that I bought online and then thought, I've already got dresses that are too similar to this, so I've made them into bags instead. And they've proven to be super useful. They're quilted with wadding. So if you would like to come and watch me make a quilted bag out of the cotton floral poplins, then check out my next video. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning to do it. And if you like any of these dresses, let me know which one is your favorite. I think my favorites are this one, the seersucker, and this gingham tablecloth with the rick-rack number. But let me know which one is your favorite, and if you are also addicted to floral fabrics like me. Bye.